What's going on, everybody? My name's Spence,
And I'm Mitch.
and we're two brothers that really love King of the Hill. And today we are diving into the ninth episode of the series, Peggy the Boggle Champ. And my initial thoughts going in this episode are it's just a really solid episode. I really like this episode in particular. I always have fond memories of it, looking back to it, and I'd say it's definitely one of the best episodes in the first season.
Absolutely. There's no doubting that it's one of the best episodes in the first season. And I think what the creators were going for in this episode is to drive home the point that Hank Hill always does the right thing. And we'll see more of that coming up later in this episode.
The main thing we focus in on is Peggy's boggle addiction, or her boggle skill, I guess more rather. It's one of the things she's most proud of is how talented she is at the game. And I'll be real with you. The number of boggle games I've played in my life, I could probably count on one hand.
I know I could, because it would be zero for me.
I just really love this Sunday commercial here. It reminds me of a bygone era. It's a little bit of a 90s nostalgia.
For sure, those commercials are long gone, but us millennials, we all remember them, or the mud shows or the monster truck shows coming to your town.
Sunday, and Saturday. It's the 9th annual Dallas Mower Expo. Be there as the biggest names in mowers, hedgers, and clippers unveil the latest in grass cutting technology. Thrill to the awe-inspiring spectacle of the Snapper Precision Mowing Team. See King Mulch take on a Texas-sized pile of twigs. Over 10,000 oil paintings must be sold. Don't miss the Dallas Mower Expo. Be there!
Or whatever.
Why did Min just give Peggy a bunch of money?
Let's speak for Boggle lessons.
Oh, for boggle lessons.
This is good. He's already killed as much time as he possibly can. This reminds me of our old man, big time.
100%. I can definitely see him. He goes over to whatever auto parts store, whatever hardware store.
Whoever's close by.
Yeah. Putts around for an hour or two, buys some random thing.
Yeah, and then he's done.
Peggy demonstrates her boggle prowess by winning the Ireland Championship, and she wins it with ease. And she gets a trophy that's so spectacular that it almost outshines Hank's previous football trophies.
MVP for the game that took him to state, I believe.
Yeah, we'll learn more. That's another part of Hank's past that we'll learn more about. High school athlete, past his prime.
I don't think I would ever want to be a washed-up high school athlete. I think that's like the worst fate for anyone.
That's actually a really good point, because it's like you peaked so early and so spectacularly that it's all downhill.
That's right. I have quite a few friends who played junior hockey who are strapped into that boat.
They're all ecstatic to go to the Boggle Championship in, what is it, Dallas? It's Dallas, right?
Yeah, they gotta get there before all the gang members wake up.
Man, I've never been to Dallas, but I would say it's 100% a city I'd like to visit in my lifetime.
For all the Texans out there, I think Houston's higher on mine.
Hank and Peggy arriving in Dallas, and Hank doesn't want to give the keys over to his truck to these people. He thinks they're too shifty. So Hank is learning the unfortunate truth that he is going to be Peggy's coach, which means that he is going to be with her throughout the duration of the tournament, because she needs him for both emotional and practical support.
The front desk personnel can't find Hank Hill. It's under Mr. Peggy Hill.
Yeah, I love how they do everything to needle Hank, right? Coming into here, they give him the pink shirt. They put his name under Mrs. Peggy Hill, get him all hot and bothered and flustered.
And this sissy calmed laugh has got to have the most gross and obnoxious laugh I've ever heard. This is my favorite quote for the episode.
Okay, the guy at Home Depot said, all we gotta do is strip, sand, varnish, buff, wax, buff.
Is that accurate?
Very.
I also really enjoy this little subplot between Bobby and Luann. I don't know, it's just a cute thing where they're trying to make sure they keep the house clean, and they're overreacting about just the tiniest thing. One thing I like about this episode is it follows the very classic 3-act sort of hero arc for Peggy, right? She has her rise, and then she's going to have her fall from grace.
Her all is lost moment.
Yeah, and then in the 3rd act, she regains it all.
That's right. It's like a mini Star Wars.
Exactly, yeah. You can't go wrong if you model your story after the hero's journey. It's a time-tested classic formula.
About a couple thousand years old.
No kidding.
Started with Gilgamesh. It's true. That's
I know
true.
it is. Gilgamesh is a fucking hilarious word. Peggy facing Sissy Cobb, the Boggle champion of Dallas, in her first round, and she's intimidated. Like on the table, there's still the, what is that? The P trap? Is that what Hank bought?
Yeah. Hank's P trap.
And a troll. And anyway, Sissy Cobb dumpsters poor Peggy, completely obliterates her. And as we said before, it sets up the hero's journey where she is in last place or second to last place over a Boggle playing chicken.
Hank's speech.
This is great too because it shows how men have been motivated and how women have been motivated are very different things.
Hey, you know, Coach used to say something that would fire us up when we were behind.
Yeah, what?
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby!
It's a wonderful example of that. I was just going to say that. It's the difference between how men and women get fired up.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've done this to my wife several times, tried to motivate her like this. And it never, ever works.
With me, I will not really respond to that kind of motivation either.
No, I 100% do.
I'm very good at tuning out what other people think of me.
Is that your superpower? This one's so stuffed full of great lines.
That's one of the things I love about this episode. There's just so many good one-liners. There's almost no need to comment on them, right? It's just packed full of hilarious jokes.
This is another relatable one for me.
Now you're this strange man holding a purse. Which is it, Hank? Are you some kind of man? Or are you a little boy?
I am still a little boy, damn it.
So I just love this where Bobby and Luann are just going way overboard over the tiniest things.
Deodorizing and sealant. They don't show the mower of the future. That was a clever touch.
I also like the clever touch of Hank being reminded of Boggle through all the little flashes of things at the mower.
Yeah,
And now we get another great moment of the episode, which is Peggy's victory montage, where she's climbing through the ranks, but Mr. Peggy Hill is nowhere to be found. And this right here is maybe one of my favorite Boomhauer quotes of all time.
Man, this dang old piece of crap dang old blocked up. Get grass out there that... Ah! I ain't got no fingers!
I don't know how. You got to go right under where the blades are at.
Maybe it's a very aggressive simulation.
Maybe teaching a safety simulation. God, I hate more than that.
It would be great to have a safety simulation, but it is actually simulates everything that happens if you don't do everything safely. You have the horrific crash and you see your vehicle spectacularly blow up and you're like, wow, I could have prevented that if I had just been safer.
That would actually be amazing. That would be one hell of an invention. Peggy's now made it to the finals, and she has no coach to give her a new pencil.
But she's scrappy. She's going to stay in it. And I want to mention the announcer for this Boggle tournament is just on point. He's just money. I don't know why. I just love his weird little accent and the way he says pencil.
He's supposed to be a chess grandmaster or something.
Oh, he's a real dude?
No, that's what they're spoofing off of.
Oh, I see. Then Hank arrives, of course, in the nick of time. And I do like that quote. It doesn't matter where I've been. I know where I'm supposed to be. Great way to just cut to the point.
The perfect answer, hey? Top-notch husbanding.
Of course, they have to make Boggle seem as epic as possible.
Right down to the last grain of sand.
Yeah. This sports montage. The room is on pins and needles to see if Peggy is going to come out victorious. The underdog beating the established scary champion.
When I watched this one with Silky for the first time and Peggy won, Silk got up and cheered.
Well, they definitely did a good job in getting you emotionally invested in the story.
Well, that they did.
And Peggy is declared victorious and sails to victory with the word acquaintanceship. And then we also get one of my favorite endings here where her coach chastises her exactly like Hank did to Peggy.
One thing that I didn't notice until this latest watch through of the episode is that Sissy Cobb easily could have won, but her arrogance is what lost it for her.
Oh, for sure.
And Peggy capitalized.
Yeah, she underestimated Peggy. And then the final coup for Luann and Bobby, where they work so hard to get the house and keep the house in ship shape, and they still get punished for it.
Hank scolds the workman. He says that he has school in the morning.
All right. Absolutely great episode. What would you give this one out of 10, Mitch?
This is a 9er. Easy.
I'm going to agree. Yeah, easy 9. Yeah, I really don't think I can say anything really bad about it. It does a great job building on Hank and Peggy's relationship and giving us a deeper look into the dynamics between them.
Sending a positive message on how to be a good husband.
Yeah, it's just got great one-liners, great story arc, gets you emotionally invested. Real classic, solid episode of King of the Hill.
Using the Gilgamesh formula.
Peggy Hill is down to her last pencil. She has no more pencils in reserve. Everything rides on this pencil.